Oh man, the cool thing about making these videos now is like I don't need to do anything for anyone's benefit but my own. Like this is just
You've been doing the videos for like 5 years now.
Yeah, and I stopped. Oh shit, Dave, you don't know. I stopped making YouTube videos.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought we've been on YouTube this whole time.
You have? No, I gave up last week.
Oh.
These are going up, but they're not for anyone to watch except you guys. Like, this is just a record in case you want to go back and be like, actually, at minute 34 of episode 11, you said that you were going to make it so mirror images are dispelled by physical attacks, including blasts from grenades. And I'll be like, yeah, I did say that. So, like, I'm just going to play music in the background, do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I really like having these because I can not, rip my hair out taking perfect notes every time.
Right. There is an objective record out there somewhere. It's not as easy to read through as your notes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there.
It's there.
Anyway, so when we last left our brave adventurers, Selena flew off the proverbial handle, divorced the hook, and did an acrobatic pirouette off of it. And she got possessed by the spirit of the artifact weapon that possessed her in her previous reincarnation. And then you guys were like, we can't let you have the ship. And she's like, cool, I'm going to kill you all. And then,
she only killed one of us.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
And Psalm was fucking man enough to be like, fuck curses, kill me. And then he got dead. So when that was done, they preserved his body and brought him to the Bee's Nest, the most notorious temple of Lila, this compound in the Hell Jungle where mutants fuck all day and party all night. And they accepted a pile of mithril in exchange for a raised dead spell. And then Sam came back and brought Zadru back, and Zadru had been tortured a lot. And said that he didn't tell anybody shit. And now you guys are in the Bee's Nest, hanging out. Hanging out with all of these scantily clad mutants. The loincloth is very in style. It just barely preserves your modesty, but allows easy access.
A fashion statement.
Hey, fashion and function. That's what Lila's all about, baby. I'm gonna do some cool shit and look good doing it.
All right. Let's see if my office is habitable yet.
It's fine, don't
I
worry
probably
about
feel like I'm in a cave.
it. It's like walking into a bowl of soup. What could possibly go wrong?
And I'm trying to remember while I'm flipping through my notebook page that Zadru said that he hadn't said anything to torturers.
Nope.
But I didn't write down what else he said.
And also the people at the Bee's Nest put him back together.
Yep.
Because they were like...
They had no idea what we were doing.
Oh, right.
Like he had,
Yep.
they said that they had zero clue about like what our plan was, where our whereabouts were, like basically anything like that. Like they had no idea.
Right. Like, when someone's that's just his assumption based on the questions they were asking him, but, like, it's not a bad assumption. If you're torturing someone and you only have a certain amount of time, bitch, you gotta get to those important questions. You can't just ask, like, what's your name, what's your rank, where are your friends, like... The only reason you would ask something, so he assumes, and it's a fair assumption, is, like, these are questions they need answers to.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
yeah,
when
they don't know how long they'll have him.
Right, and when the questions are obvious things like, where are they? Like, oh, bitch, you don't know fucking anything. What are you doing? Who's your candidate? Eat shit. Fuck off. oddly inspiring the ignorance of our enemies. But yeah, you guys, while you're here, you passively gather rumors and you learn some shit you might not have known. Yeah, the World Bazaar has been closed. Ever Never
started.
What?
That's where we
quarters?
started. The World Bazaar is where we
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. District 4 is like known as the World Bazaar. It's closed, baby. Ever Never has taken it over. He gathered a group of followers who killed anyone who was not willing to submit to his rule. As such, the
Given
World
what we know
Bazaar-
about him not being charismatic, he probably hired a group of followers, which means someone gave him a lot of money.
Oh no, like he's working with the Black Hand under the guise of the Golden Cloak.
Yep.
Like they're just feeding him whatever he needs to do what he's doing. And in order to make the money he needed for Connor's agreement, he was like, "Okay, I'll just squeeze the World Bazaar. This is a city of cutthroats and criminals. Anything I do to anyone is justified." He drove the Street Queen back underground. You can only imagine she's pretty upset about that.
Seething.
Seethe. She only had a good thing going for like 30 years. The Duke had like 30 years of rule, and she replaced him, and now she's getting replaced with this asshole. Son of a bitch.
Truly no justice in the world.
There's no justice in this world.
See, the thing about the World Bazaar is that it only makes money so long as everyone's making money. If Ever Never's tightening his fist, it's going to be like drawing blood from a stone.
Eventually. Like, right now, he's able to accumulate all of the ill-gotten gains from everyone there, but it's not gonna keep making money when he's done.
No.
Yeah, you are correct.
He's souring every relationship. He's not thinking about the big game.
There
I
is
would
no...
say able
what?
to make...
I mean, the big game is he becomes a god.
I
That's
mean,
a good game.
I appreciate a good tyrant as much as the next Holt faithful, but this guy really doesn't do it for me. He's going about it all wrong. He's putting himself at the top of the heap, and what happens when someone thinks that they would look better there?
Yep. Hashtag skip to the end.
Hey,
He's not
you
making
guys
any
get
allies.
an annoying pop-up in Discord about hey there, tab friend?
No.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ever Never wants to hashtag skip to the end, and we all know how that works out.
I would love to see how that works out. I'd love to be there. A fly on the wall. To watch him get stabbed in the back. It's not very Mardukian, is it?
It's not. It's not very Marduk-like to make everybody join you under penalty of death. That's no bueno. Even Gemma doesn't work by those rules. He just finds people in desperate situations and offers them a way out. In the end, they always have a choice.
Of course.
You can choose to live under the whip or choose to hold it.
Still a choice.
Still a choice. But no.
Sometimes you can choose both.
This guy is so clever. He knows exactly where everybody should be and what everybody should be doing. They just need to listen to him. Just stop thinking and do what Ever Never says. Ever Never knows what's best for you.
Ever Never knows best.
Oh, God. Big Brother is watching. So yeah, that's the basics. That's the big thing that's gone on since you were away that I didn't think you'd heard about. But
Incredible.
I heard that some people wanted to do some shopping, some people wanted to hang out, some people wanted to take off their top and get killed by Greg Kinnear. I'm not your dad. You can do whatever you want.
Yes, I would like to talk to a mutant Lila artist about a tattoo.
What is exactly you wanted?
I'm an ASMR, and I think that if I can't get actual wings, I'd like the next best thing. And I'll describe to her the Featherfall spell, and tell her that I'll pay you handsomely for something extra.
Oh, really? Well, I love doing the tattooed maiden's work, and ASMR flesh is a delightful canvas. Step into my office.
And I will mark -1 share of the mithril. And
This bird person uses slivers of her own talons in order to create excruciatingly sharp needles to apply the arcane paint. Ink. That's what it is. Arcane ink.
arcane ink.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Does it sound really bad?
Yes.
My headset is not being cooperative.
No, it sounds like you're.
Oh, no, it's going to my laptop because my headset's not being cooperative.
Oh, I was going to say it sounds like your voice is coming through on your
Yeah, my
webcam.
For some reason, my headset's been unplugged. It does not like a plug back in.
Huh.
In another life, I was known as the Butcher Bird, and I would like to take back that title for myself.
Oh, really? The Butcher Bird. Well, I guess
you guys
that
hear me?
means yes.
Okay, good. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
You sound much
All
better.
right. All right. Thanks. Sorry. Interrupt.
The Butcher Bird. You sound like a fighter. I'm much more of a lover, but I understand that there's room in this world for both. So, Butcher Bird, who you gonna chop up?
I don't know, with all that I'm hearing of Never Ever, it sounds tempting to go back to the bazaar.
Oh, really? You're from the bazaar, you say? I'm gonna go back there, rally all the bounty hunters and whores, and take it back?
It's a tempting fantasy.
Very tempting. I get the distinct impression you'll probably just take one for the hood.
At this point, yes. I would say that the time's not right to go back there yet.
Good, I'm glad. I mean, not to say that I'm glad that now's not the time, just I'm glad that I could dissuade you. I'd hate
No,
for such an exquisite canvas to get filled with holes and all corpseified.
I wouldn't dream of wasting your work so quickly.
Oh, darling, you're too kind. You know what they say, flattery will get you everywhere.
And I will be very, very flattering.
The work is exceptional.
Wonderful.
So what exactly is this item that is being replicated? The Cloak of the Raven?
The Eagle Cape.
The Eagle Cape. It can be any bird you want it to be.
Harpy Eagle.
Sick. You do indeed get a sick Eagle Cape. Oh, you can turn into a bird.
Yeah! 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's enough to get into a situation, but not enough to get out.
Yep.
And the feather fall effect is constant. That's always
Which is so good.
Yep. When you drop like Batman, like the cape just goes out and turns into a little hang glider. It does create sort of a problem if you want to drop fast, but like, it's not even a cape, it's just a tattoo. The tattoo creates spectral wings that make you float like Batman.
I was about to say I have aesthetics. Of course I do.
The spectral wings can obviously look like whatever you think they ought to look like.
Fantastic. They'll look very stained glass black work.
Ooh, very nice. And that is a beautiful representation of her work. Alright, does anybody else have anything else to do while this tattoo is being inscribed for 7 hours?
So, is there only one tattoo artist?
Oh, there are a fuck ton of tattoo artists.
Oh, okay.
Tattoos everywhere in this bitch.
That's a nice tattoo, by the way, Cap.
Thank you.
I was thinking of something a little bit more mundane, which is, something protection. So it's the effect of a Cloak of Resistance +2. If that would be something like I could find.
Absolutely.
I'm just looking for some warding. I'm a little worried at some point someone's going to come along and tell me to kill my sister, and I won't be able to stop myself. That would not be good. Yeah, I'd like something that's good for a little warding.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what the mutant you find looks like. I'm tempted. Yeah, the other the other tattoo artist you find. Oh no, never mind. That's a little too fucked up. Damn it. Oh, sick. Fuck. This'll do. The one you... Oh, there we go. Perfect. The one you find is not nearly as good looking. But he's like, yeah, I do good work. I fix you up. Yeah. Don't want to kill your friends. I know the feeling. All sorts of things come around here. Try to control your brain.
No, I don't like that stuff. So whatever I can do to stop it, that will make me happier.
Yeah, man. Totally understand. We all been there. Fiend come through shadows, say, kill mom, and you're like, no.
Well, that wouldn't be so bad. I mean, that'd be bad. Yeah, that'd be bad. Sorry.
Sense parental issues. Very good at sensing such things.
Yeah, I kind of wear them on my sleeve a little bit. So.
I mean, two possibilities in my mind. Possibility 1, grave misunderstanding. Possibility 2, mother is psychopath. Even killed her. Could be either.
She's a paladin, so kind of.
I see. If she worship Hyronius, I see how this gets very messy.
Yeah. I'm a little more on the live and let live side. I mean, or live and let live, or I'll kill you side.
Oh yeah, Lila very much about living. Totally understand.
Yeah, so far what I've seen of Lila, she seems surprisingly cool for a goddess.
Oh yeah, that's what she's all about. You know, you go around, you party, you kill the undead, you party, and then you do what you want to do.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, everything we wanted, goddess.
I mean, undead. Honestly, undead are fun to kill. So yeah, I'd be down with that.
Oh yeah, Undead abominations, not meant for this world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I mean, basically.
I'm just saying. You want to join up? Not a bad idea. Join in some services, get the lowdown, follow a few tenants.
Oh, Cap, I'm gonna need your tattoo assistance at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really interested in selling it. You know, I mean, it's okay. I don't have any real problems with that. But yeah, I guess it'd be fine.
Totally understand. Not expecting you to become cleric. Not
Yeah,
every
yeah.
worshipper meant to be priest or priestess. But, just, when you party, you think of Lila, up in stars, smiling down, doing a rail off of someone's hindquarters and having a great time.
That sounds surprisingly chill for a goddess.
That's what we all think. So that's what you get from this guy. So how many hours are you in the tattoo parlor?
8 hours for me.
Ooh-wee. Meanwhile, Sam and
How long is Meredith in?
Meredith is for 7.
Oh, okay.
So Harlan and Sam, the two of you have 8 hours to fill. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything. You can just find a place to hang out. There's a bazillion.
Yeah, I didn't really make a plan.
Totally acceptable. You can just hang out with Zadra and just be glad he's back.
For sure.
Are there shows to see?
There are absolutely shows to see. Unfortunately, a lot of the plays and performances degenerate into sloppy makeouts, which is it's fun, but what was the moral of this? What was the point of this story?
Sex fun?
Right, that's sort of what it turns into. It's not. Someone told me that genre is the thing that solves your movie. Complaining that an action movie is too violent is what the fuck are you talking about? Violence can't solve all your problems. You're right, it can't, but this is an action movie, and in an action story, violence is what solves the problem. Or a romance movie. Romance can't solve all your problems. No, it can't. But this is a romance movie, so romance solves all the problems.
That makes perfect sense. I like that.
Right, and this is erotica. Sex in the real world doesn't solve all your problems. That is correct. But this is a story in which sex solves all the problems.
Right? Harlan attends what he thinks is a fire breathing show, and he's like, oh man, this is really cool. And then it becomes imperiled blowjobs, and he's like, whoa, this is also really cool. I don't think I know where this is going. Okay, now I do really know where this is going. Well, that was fun.
That is exactly how it works, yes. It's all of the scripts for all of these performances started with someone writing with both hands and ended with someone writing with one. Just halfway through, lost the plot, and it was just when do we get to the good part? Okay, fine. And yes, that's what goes on. Is there anything in particular you want to gain from this other than an intimate understanding of the teachings of Lila?
Nah, Harlan is here to relax, have a good time, and forget about the harrowing sight of seeing his buddy dead in his arms.
Oh man, you know what really takes the sting off of the unbearable depression of the world? Porn.
Sure does. Sure fucking does, buddy.
Even if you're not watching it for purely self-gratification purposes.
Right? Exactly. Like, enjoy some shows, taste some of the whiskeys, and see what Hell Jungle Rock Gut tastes like.
Mostly Hellgut booze is mead, just because of the rapid availability of honey.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's mostly mead, so it's fermented honey and stuff like that. Weed and wine. I'm sorry, mead and wine, not weed and wine. Although if you want to partake of that sweet green, obviously, that's available. But you might want to keep your head straight. And
Just a little ganja.
Just a little ganja. Just a little smoke. But when these two dorks are done with their tattoos, the Juggernaut awaits. And I should mention, this entire time, like the full 9 hours you guys have been here, like Selena and Mary have just been talking with each other. Apparently they have a lot to catch up on. Alright, I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom. My bones.
I'm just not finding any tattoos that are really that I really like, that seem appropriate for warding and protection. Uh-oh. Dangerous words. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad for Cass, given her kind of nature thematic. I was looking for a Sleipnir tattoo, but maybe I'll save that for something else.
It's a Triskele, which is
What's it?
like it's a Celtic symbol representing the three worlds of celestial, physical, and spiritual.
That's
So a pretty good icon for fixing your fortitude, reflex, and will saves.
Bitches do be loving their threes. What level are you guys?
We are level 9.
all right. I'm gonna go with that one. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
I mean, Meredith, when you put it that way, Kira was always meant for Gemma, and, the followers of Lila haven't forgotten about that.
Good.
Now that I think about it, Lila is definitely the type to be like, why did Mom ever get with fucking Marduk? That was so stupid. Gemma's such a big hunk. Really dumb idea. And, like, Marduk doesn't even fuck. Like, what's the point? And, of course, anyone with half a brain would be like, yeah, but Gemma's a mass-murdering fuckhead. And...
Yeah, but the sex is great.
and Marduk is, like, a really great guy who will help you become your best self. What the fuck are you talking about? God, I explained Lila to a coworker as, what if a valley girl was a goddess? Just, what level are you goons? Level 9, level 8?
Level 9.
Cool.
All right, so that's the one I'm going with as Cap recommends. Again, it's a very good symbol for protection.
Sick.
And I think I have that bicep free.
There you go.
you take the 8,000 from the party funds?
I
From my share of the party funds, or
Yes. Yep. And minus 8k as a share. I will work on that math as we go to our next, as we return to the Dreadnought.
Sweet.
now is the new name of the dreadnought the Juggernaut? Did I hear you say?
Nah, I just don't know what words mean.
Ah, okay, all right. I was like, it kind of makes sense.
But-
Slightly less menacing name.
But you know what? The Jungers are gonna rename it. Oh, I know what they name it. They name it the Triumph.
Hell yeah. That's rad.
All aboard the Triumph. Choo choo.
Choo-choo.
Oh fuck, I forgot. Selena's only got fucking weird support utility spells.
Thank goodness.
I mean, not even support, just utility. Like, Mirror Image she learned Mirror Image to perpetrate a weird practical joke. Like, that wasn't ever meant for, like, defensive combat. She thought she was gonna be a librarian for a couple hundred years and then die. Meet someone, settle down, have a kid, maybe adopt a kid. Have some fun, and then all this happened.
I will play her tune on the world's smallest violin.
Suffer the slings and arrows of gross indignity, etc., etc.
5%. I bet you can hear the gears grinding from over there.
I absolutely can. Holy shit! I've got a fucking spell list! Holy shit, she has a spell list? When the fuck did I put that in there? And it's all like fucking weird useless shit like Greater Detect Magic and Carrion Compass. Who the fuck learns Greater Detect Magic? It's a second level spell! Why? She does. That's who.
Arcane Vision's actually pretty useful. That's the next up from, I think, Greater Detect Magic. But it does a lot of stuff.
Right. But just like, you get the point. A more fun person would have chosen something like Fireball, you know. It's a third level spell slot.
30 minus
Okay.
5.
Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
But really, what need would a librarian have for Fireball?
Barbarian?
Librarian.
Oh, exactly.
You're gonna hurt the books.
The more effective would be like something like Hold Person, you know, slow. Slow would be good for a librarian. Mute. Or no,
I was gonna say silence.
Silence. Silent. That's the ultimate librarian spell. Shh.
She gets a +2 in the save DC versus silence. Shut the fuck up.
21.
Wow, okay, apparently Detect Magic Greater is actually kind of cool. It's interesting. I don't know if it's useful, but it's interesting. If you make a spellcraft check, you can determine the last spell a creature cast by identifying lingering traces of that spell's casting in the caster's aura.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool.
That's what I mean. Interesting. I don't know if that's useful, but it is interesting.
It depends on the campaign.
True.
I mean, if you're doing a sort of detective investigative type campaign, absolutely. That would be key. That would be like the main spell.
Okay, so
But yeah, you all board the Triumph. Where to?
Choo-choo. I mean, I think the Wild's next, correct?
I do believe
well-
the Wilds was next.
Yeah, we were doing. I don't remember exactly what the plan was.
The plan is to convince the elves to stop the Moloch Express. Well, the plan is stop the Moloch Express. The most obvious solution is convince the elves to, like, block it and be like, nah, man, fuck you. But there are other things that you could do. I got plans. Or there are other agents and factions in the wilds that you could rely on. Other than fucking nasty old, stinky old elves.
I mean, certainly I can try to find my old contacts and see if they've made any other connections since I've been gone. At least find out what the lay of the land is. There's one elf I know who seems like he's kind of a. I hate to say he's a stand-up guy, but I think he is a stand-up guy, even though I hate his guts. He mainly seemed worried that we were going to kill ourselves when he was keeping us out of the deep wilds. And the time I got by him was the time I almost got myself killed. So, it kind of was. He might have been a little right. And yeah, he might at least tell us who we can talk to. Those could be a starting point. But that's in kind of like the outskirts is what we call the outskirts of the wilds.
Yes.
So probably a good place for us to get dropped off anyway. I don't know, but I've heard there's some really big things that fly. The further in you go, and bringing the Triumph over the deep wilds might be a bad idea. Not sure. Might be a bad idea.
not worth the risk, I'd say. You're right. But Sam, how close are we to your people? Do you think that they might have?
He's from the others, the Hell Jungle.
Yeah, I know we
Yeah.
haven't left yet.
Oh,
have we?
Yeah, that's where you is.
This is where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would I guess it's a knowledge local check?
Yeah. The trick is, like, finding your little village
Right.
from the sky.
I got bad news. I also don't have that points in that skill.
Oh, man. Do you have, knowledge geography?
Yeah, there's also no points in that one either.
I know. I'm saying get fucked.
Geography.
Okay, so I'll roll and get my intelligence bonus, which is also 0, so 10.
Ooh, you have come to the startling conclusion that you have no idea how to get home.
Yeah, I have no idea where we are. I don't know which way home is.
Well, no, you know where you are. The problem is
Well-
you don't know how to get home.
Right, but like that's kind of like
The same problem.
Right.
not really knowing where you are, because like if you like I know the location that I'm at, but like how to get there is also like if I start wandering out in into the fucking hell jungle, I don't know where I'm at either. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
Completely understandable.
Like, the way the village system works, there's not exactly a map.
And I would assume some of them are mobile anyway.
Yeah.
That is also true.
Gonna say you can't stay in one place for very long, or you might run out of food too. So
There are a few locations which are self-sustaining, which is one of the places, which is where you lived, but there are definitely others that are like, oh, nope, food's gone, let's move.
It's the off season.
It's the off season. We killed all the giant frogs. The jungle provides, but only so much.
no one is allowed to hunt more than 2 giant frogs a day. Where's your hunting permit?
I don't have one.
Ooh, bad news. I'm gonna have to take you in, and you're gonna have to surrender your giant frog as forfeit. We'll assemble a fine, or put you on community service so that you can breed some more frogs.
What do you mean by that?
Anyway. Yeah, no.
This might be a weird one, but punishment via Big Night.
Big Night.
So, for people like myself that live near wetlands, when all the little frogs and salamanders and shit move from the little pools where they like breed and lay eggs and stuff to the bigger pool, it's called Big Night, and we go out in the road and like redirect traffic and stuff.
This makes sense.
So yeah, that's what you have to do if you poach too many frogs. You have to participate in Big Night.
Fuck.
I heard a bunch of baby frogs across the road.
Right. But these are like gigantoads, so you're like ushering like half...
house-sized
right.
young frogs.
But yeah, no, you wouldn't know where to find your village on a map. The bee's nest is pretty easy to find. You could probably guide with a 10, you could guide the triumph to major landmarks. Like there's a big village that you would be able to find. There's also the Temple of the Hell God and the Mithril crater. But that's about it.
Right.
Would it be worth talking to the people at the Temple of the Hell God while we're here? See if there's any credibility to Harlan's dream.
If we do that and someone's following our steps and they find out we were asking those questions, we might be giving hints to our enemies, right? If we're not ready for it, going there might give more information than we want to give.
I've influenced you more than I thought.
And not that Sam would know, but you and Meredith were talking, giving like a little bit of your backstory history. Like I was from District 4. I'm an ASMR.
I have a
You're old.
for you, Cass.
You're old.
I've already talked to some of the people at the Beehive. So it's easy to do when there's needles being put in your skin.
True.
What would we say to the people at the Hell Temple?
It would be, I assume you'd be like, hey, we heard there's a Marduk holy site down there. Is that true?
That was going to be my ploy, yes.
Right.
I don't see why that would be a bad idea.
Well, it's just if the Black Hand figure out that you've been visiting the Temple of the Hell God, they might go to the Temple of the Hell God themselves and be like, what were they talking about? That being said, I don't... The Black Hand would have to present a lot of force to twist the arm of the priests of the Hell God. Like, that's... Oh, Lord, that's a tall order.
It would remove a lot of their forces from District 4, also.
And then what would we go? Do you go and kill Never Ever?
I don't think we'd have to. I think that the Street Queen's smart enough to know an opportunity when she sees one.
Right, this presumes that the Black Hand would be like, send enough people to twist the arms of the priests of the Hell God to tell us what the fuck the Triumph is doing there.
But my lord, there is no such army.
Send in the ducks.
I mean, there are many people that are faithful to Holt. The people that are faithful to Neomisa are far fewer.
This is true. And as I said, like, the people who defend the Temple of the Hell God are like, I think they're like level 11 or 12. Like, these are...
They keep a Hell God in
Yeah,
check.
they're not pushovers.
Right, these are tough motherfuckers. And yeah, no, like, if... I don't...
You want to mess with the bards that sing a lullaby to keep an ancient creature asleep?
I wouldn't recommend it. That sounds like a bad idea. And also the tough as nails mutants who fucking defended it against the slave army. Just, oh lord, you are barking up the wrong fucking tree.
You want to piss off Snickgraw?
You want to piss off old boss Snickra? I am almost certain that she is dead, but even in death, her name holds power.
I can't be certain that any mutants can ever really die.
We don't know. It's unclear.
Our proof is slim.
You have seen at least one mutant die.
Yeah, but he got better.
Yeah, but he got better.
Oh, Cap. Did you show Pith that thing I posted in the channel? Actually, probably did.
Yeah, it's relevant to you too. Hold on.
Oh lord.
It's actually even more relevant to Kroner.
Okay.
But yeah, mutants die when they are killed, but do mutants die of old age? Is old witch Snickrot still alive? It's a distinct possibility, one that we cannot discount. See you next week. But, yeah, no, so maybe going to the Temple of the Hell God is safer than you think. Or safer than initially suspected.
I was about to say, I don't have to show up there looking like a Hell Knight. I have ways to look different.
That's also true.
Harlan takes a drag off his joint and is like, I just had a bad thought that what if Connor gets desperate and he lowers the price on his arms and armor? Something that Neomisa can come up with faster.
That's assuming that he actually wants to work with her rather than for himself.
That's true.
That's a little defeatist.
I don't think any of you have ever seen Connor lower a price. That motherfucker don't haggle.
Well, that's comforting.
If people don't buy what he's selling, it merely stays in his inventory.
Right. Bitch, I'll sell to someone else. I don't give a fuck. But no one can afford it. Yet. But sir, that goes against the laws of economics. Motherfucker, I am the laws of economics.
I am the economy.
My lord, there is no such force. God damn it, Pidge. Do you think I won 5 championship rings by obeying what's possible? So yeah, go if you want to go to the Temple of the Hell God, that's absolutely doable.
Yeah.
Sick. Oopsie daisy. So you guys show up at the Temple of the Hell God. Oh, Lord! Oh, yes! Oh,
no.
my God. Google image search. If no one got me, I know Google image search got me. Holy fucking shit. Yes. Yes! It's not hard to spot. It's quite bright.
Holy fuck.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that's always what it was supposed to look like. I just didn't, like, post it anywhere. And instead of desert, it's
I
jungle.
was gonna say, it's jungle, right?
Right.
Or did they clear out like a big, massive area of fucking trees?
Oh, there's a big area that's been cleared out, but it's not sand, it's like moss.
Right.
Like, it's still 90 degrees, 88% humidity. As it is everywhere. By the way, BT dubs, I hope y'all like sweating. Like, fucking mutants live to sweat. Air conditioning? That shit's for chosen pussies. Shit, when they write, motherfucker.
They're right.
Shit,
Alright.
fuck. Shit, I hate it. So yeah, you approach the Temple of the Hell God.
Let's see.
And there is, you know, a small community of adherents and priests hanging out. The people here are more grizzled than you would ever hope to be. You may end up becoming a 20th level whatever, but these people have seen more than you have. I faced the gods, yes, and I lived in the hill jungle for 40 years. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't mean to insult.
I will use a casting of Disguise Self to appear more
Secular?
paler holy symbols. Yeah.
More normal, more secular, everything you could ask for
Yep.
from a first level spell. Can I find a random mutant name generator? I can!
So I know you said mutant name generator, but I heard mutiny generator. And I was like, damn, they got generators for everything.
Fuck. Random mutiny. No, we're turning against you. You all, as a party of some significance, get approached by a priest known only as Bolt.
Bolt?
Bolt, as in lightning.
Like what
bolt.
you like going fast?
Yes.
Cool.
But he has a lightning bolt symbol on. Oh man, I know what he looks like. Yeah, you end up with this Vulcan-looking motherfucker with like lightning bolts drawn across his flesh. Can I help you all with something?
Yes. My name is Iris. Myself and my party are pilgrims of a sort, scholars from District 3, retracing the steps of the Battle of the Seven Winds. We're charting different holy sites of Marduk, and can I just say, this place is magnificent.
Give me a delicious bluff roll with a +5 bonus.
Yep.
You're telling him everything he wants to hear.
Holy shit, well done.
And it's
Thank
an
you.
incredibly plausible lie.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that is a... 15 plus 16.
Ah,
5 is 36 total.
Yep. He just looks at you and says, I understand completely. We get a lot of your kind around here. Brave adventurers who have proved their worth, who want to learn something of their history.
Yes, sir. Please, I would love to hear more of this site's significance from those who have safeguarded it for so long.
Yes, of course. It is said this is the place where the Four drew their concordant to draw up their territory in the world once the Battle of Seven Winds had ended. And he leads you into, like, the area where you all attended the God's Moot in Septemport 1.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's just like, yes, this is the place where all of the gods united under Marduk's banner. A banner of peace, a banner of parley. Something unknown in this world as of this point. It is the place that we elected to bring the Hell God to his long slumber. And as it was, the area has 4 benches around a central pit which leads deep down into the bowels of the earth.
Oh.
And there is a flame that erupts from this tunnel, and the flame casts shadows, and the shadows revealed the shapes of the gods when each of you was here originally 40 years ago. But now they just cast normal shadows.
So you brought the Hell God here to dream of peace as well.
Yes, that is essentially what we did. It was a place where both he could rest in peace and we could keep an eye on him. If the flame dies, that means he is awoken. If the flame endures, that means he remains asleep. It's not so hot that someone could not leap within, and that is why we keep our eternal vigil. And there are other ways, other tunnels that dig deep into the earth. We ensure that the Hell God remains slumbering, so that we do not yet have to suffer under his terrible rule.
Some of the texts describe the Hell God as a mere rampaging beast. This can't be true.
That is indeed accurate. The creature, as near as we can tell, has no sense of intelligence. It fights and kills and destroys, for no other reason than because it was made to do so. We here have a firm understanding that the creature is indeed unkillable, as was the Creator's will.
So the Hell God was a creation of the Creator, and not an outsider that had to be contained.
What's the difference? Anything that has come into this realm was part of the Creator's grand plan, which reportedly was complete during the invasion of the Dragon Emperor. I'm not so sure about that, but even if whether that's true or not, the creature may be an outsider or a native creation. One way or another, it was brought here by the Creator's will.
Some threads yet remain of the Creator's grand plan.
Naturally. A machine is not... A fine-tuned machine such as Septemport is not so easily deconstructed.
No, it exists to perpetuate itself.
Naturally. Marduk inherited this knowledge.
And the structure, also Marduk's design?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was he who created this place. Some place where violence was very difficult to commit, such that in a meeting of peace, aggressors would be harshly punished. It's something that gives us calm something that gives us calm on tormentous nights, knowing that if any would bring harm against us, if any would try to awaken the Hell God, we would be able to mount a fierce resistance by virtue simply of the construction of this grand artifice. Praise be to Marduk.
Praise be to Marduk.
Praise be to Marduk.
An empty prayer, but one when spoken with conviction feels less fake.
There's nothing wrong with praising a memory.
True. True. And his
Especially-
creation endures. Even without him, this place still retains the strength it possessed when he was alive and present.
I'm of the belief that devotion never goes unrewarded.
That's a fine belief. Even after his disappearance, even after 1,000 years pass, those who bravely defend this monument will benefit from the aura of endurance it creates.
Moose Ears, Mr. DM, have Mary and or Selena entered the building with us?
Yes.
What are their reactions to this and the recounting of the story?
It all seems very accurate. Give me a delicious perception roll.
Gladly. Would you like me to sense motive as well?
No.
Okay. Perception of 13.
13. These lanky dames, what's there to say about them?
I'm definitely more preoccupied with keeping up this persona
Right.
than giving them my full attention. I am of the mind that if something were grossly inaccurate, Mary wouldn't be able to help herself from
Nope.
speaking up.
Oh, she loves being like, well, actually, no. What this guy's saying is pretty vague. But
Innocuous,
everything.
even.
What?
Innocuous, even.
Right, but everything he's saying is true. If you asked him specifics, he would probably admit that he didn't know. Like, well, how does the temple benefit defenders? Well, it was made by Marduk, and that's what it was made to do, and that's why it does it. Yeah, but how though? I don't know. I just know that it does. And if you asked Mary, she'd explain something about the refusal of inertia or whatever. That being said, if anyone else wants to make a perception roll to see if you all notice something untoward, by all means.
I would, and I also have a question for our leader, or our tour guide.
I'm about to say your delightful tour guide.
Let's see. A 30 on perception.
Oh, Lord. Harlan, you notice that Mary and Selena's shadows are unerringly still. They do not dance.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Like, as the flame of the Hell God flickers and dances, the shadows of everyone else, flicker and flop all over the walls, but theirs do not. Bolt, the tour guide. Hello, I am your tour guide. I'm 7'5" and I can suplex a train. My name is Bolt. I give tours here at the temple.
I'm the most approachable mutant.
Cass, you also notice this. The undancing shadows. But Harlan, what did you want to ask the tour guide?
Oh, so I grew up in a temple to Marduk, and after he things weren't the same after that. The place decayed, and it was like a rotten wound, and got gangrenous, and eventually the whole thing shut down. Do you see any of that here?
No, I understand what you suffer, and I can only express my deepest sympathies for having done so. Your temple was constructed from faith this place is constructed by science. Like, the word science contorts out of his mouth like, science!
Could a knowledge engineering?
It could.
Yeah, boy. I'm never playing a character without knowledge engineering ever again.
Didn't Harlan get technologist or something?
He's
He has
one-
half a point in it. Half of it.
Half a point. Okay.
Yep. Let's see. That is a 25.
If you want to gain the benefits of this roll, you'll have to leave the structure and look at it from the outside.
Okay, when we end up leaving, he will do that.
Fair enough. But later on, you check things out, and this place has a series of those things in between. So the panels on the outside seem to be gathering energy, and that energy is fueling some sort of very mild, slow-moving machinery.
Okay.
You don't know a lot about advanced technology, the kinds of which Marduk was able to use, but it's luck is a measurable factor. If you know how, you can measure it. And this, you would suppose, is some sort of anti-inertia, anti-fate engine. Like, it's a place where fates can be rewritten trivially. As such, victims can become heroes.
Huh.
There's something about it that evokes something in your fucking lizard brain that says, you don't want to start a fight here. This place is anti-fuck-around. It has an anti-fuck-around field. And it has a pro and very powerful find-out field. Your fuck-aroundedness goes down, and the possibility of you finding out goes way up. But at that point, it's less of an engineering discovery as it is a vibe.
And Harlan definitely explains it to the party in terms of fucking around and finding out.
Absolutely.
Eloquent.
Effective.
The point.
Unless we have anything else for our tour guide.
Did we ask him? We already asked him about the hole, I suppose. Then, right?
Right.
I
The
did-
hole
I-
is a shaft which leads to the Hell God.
Oh, that's what Harlan was dreaming about.
Well, presumably there's a throne down there somewhere.
Right.
Still, it's apparent that this guy doesn't know anything about a throne. No one here is very good at lying. It's not like they're trying to keep it a secret from you. It's not an ancient lost secret of the temple, the mysterious ziggurat throne of Marduk. No, they don't know really anything about that, but the
So
possibility...
I suppose it's a metaphor then, that this place was considered a throne of Marduk's power.
Right. It
literal.
seems plausible. It lends...
I will ask.
Yeah. He's just like, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. It's definitely a seat of his power, a mark of his ability. But if you're asking me if there is a literal throne upon which Marduk sat, I don't know about that. But what he has said and what he has expressed lends credibility to the idea. But You're probably not going to get any hard proof out of this guy.
Oh, goodness, no. No. But still, it's enough to see this place, to cross it off our list, or make notes of it in our list.
Yeah. It seems plausible.
Yes. I was expecting it to be absolutely not
Right.
cross off on the list.
Right.
But,
I will be right back. I need to piss again.
Go forth.
Discuss your next moves. Por favor.
This place is. This place is kind of beautiful.
it's nothing at all like how I pictured.
Right, I thought it was going to be some sort of scary place.
I mean, it's
It is a scary
conceptually
place.
terrifying.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna
Can't-
mess around with it, but it's peaceful. I like it.
Yeah. How to put this? Sometimes when you're walking through the woods, it's very quiet. No birds. It's serene. It's peaceful. But a little bit in your brain recognizes that the reason why it's so quiet is there's something there that's scaring everything into stillness. And I don't know, for me, a little bit I can feel like some big predator that's just quietly breathing. You kind of feel the breath of my neck a little bit. But that may just be
Fine way of putting it.
that may just be because I know where I am, and in my I'm filling in the blanks. Sometimes we do that, right? You know something's true, and you tell a story about it. So maybe I'm just telling a story, but I don't know. When I've ignored senses like that in the past, it hasn't always been a good thing.
Your gut's telling you to listen.
My gut's telling me that there's something big and powerful and dangerous here that's maybe sleeping, maybe just watching, maybe lying in wait for prey, and maybe just completely out cold, or whatever it is. The birds are still scared.
And you could call that peace. Or you can call that laying in wait.
Well, I guess we're going to find out one way or the other at some point.
This reminds me of the Fargo talk. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I think it's Fargo.
Which one?
It's been
Between
Where he gets pulled over by the cop,
Mhm.
and he says the maps used to have "There be dragons" marked on them. The maps don't say that anymore, but that doesn't mean the dragons are gone.
That is the most apt metaphor for this place.
Yeah, Cass essentially said that it reminded her of stretches of forest that were serene and quiet. But when a forest is serene and quiet, it means that the birds and small animals are scared. Something's scaring them.
Oh, dear Lord. That is exactly what's going on here.
What is?
What you describe.
Oh, okay.
Like, that is an A+ instinct that you would definitely be able to sense. There's something that lives below, in that fire, making that fire.
Well, maybe one of these days we'll be ready to get a closer look. But that day's not today, I don't think.
No, goodness, no. And hopefully, never.
Yeah, Mary speaks up and says, yeah, if we woke up the Hell God, I don't think I'd ever forgive myself. It took a lot of manpower to put it down. The Hell Jungle wouldn't be what it is if it was still around.
Well, we best keep it asleep then.
Before my
Well,
disguise self wears off, we should probably go.
But before you go, Harlan, the word pops into your head. Indignation.
Oh,
This ziggurat is an indignation engine.
God bless you. God bless you.
Sorry,
Bless
Good
you.
I couldn't even hit the mute button. I was like convulsing. I'm gonna go get some allergy medicine. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And the thing about indignation is that it's a response.
Oh,
Sneezing in the distance.
Indignation is an anger which has to be provoked.
Provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment.
whose indignation? Marduk's?
Anyone's.
Marduk's are the Hell Gods.
Anyone's.
Whoa.
The temple isn't about picking sides. The line that sticks in my head when I think about it is when Treebeard says, "A wizard should know better."
Indignation.
That's indignation, baby.
And what a perfect track. The Secret of Mana is just
Oh, chef's kiss.
so good. So good.
Mostly I was going for the roar there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like sometimes if you put your ear to the floor and listen, you can hear its roar. Maybe it's snoring deep below, perhaps echoes of terrible cries of rage from a century ago that still somehow reverberate through its hallowed halls. The creature is sleeping, pacified, angry, vengeful.
Best not wake him up.
Oh, and unkillable. It's weaker than a Tarask, but there's no kill conditions for it.
Right.
It's only a CR-15 monster that no one can kill.
I was about to say, you read the SCP about the unkillable lizard, didn't you?
The very difficult to kill lizard.
Right.
Although, that's wishful thinking. They're like, well, just because we haven't found a way to kill it doesn't mean it's literally unkillable. Meanwhile, they still have not found a way to kill it.
Yeah, so it's just a very difficult to kill. Hell god.
That's quitter talk. We can kill the Hell God. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, you give it a shot and just shove someone down the fucking well.
Fuck.
Your turn.
Dear.
Never, never. You want the throne? It's down there, buddy.
Gotta fight that thing.
You know? That'd be a way to get rid of him.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to defeat the Hell God. He just needs to sit on the throne. Mary and Selena are far more responsible. They would want to deal with it, but everyone ever doesn't give a shit about that.
I was about to say, does it still count if by the transitive property you're sitting on the throne by sitting on the Hell God that's sitting on the throne?
No, he would just wake it up, sit his ass down, and be like, cool, I win. BRB.
I'm back.
See you never.
Ah, so you can't share it.
Not with the Hell God, anyway.
Wait,
The Hell God's ass is too large, too great, too mighty.
You're saying he's too thick?
Oh, this boy is dummy thick.
Shouldn't have said that. You should not have told me that.
Resident monster fucker.
Yeah. Hello.
The Hell God may be known by the massive clapping of its titanic ass cheeks.
I love you so much right now.
You might think that sounds like a roar. It's not.
His ass cheeks is alerting the guards.
It's alerting everyone.
Yeah. It's alerting the whole hell jungle.
They should be alerted.
As it becomes a barren wasteland of burnt trees. Salted earth.
Hi, baby.
All right. I should also mention, like, Bolt makes it clear that they perform rituals on a regular basis that keep the Hell God sleeping. And if they should fail, it will stir in its slumber, and no one will be safe.
If they should fail, well, let's hope they don't fail.
At least for the Hell Jungle. Like, the rest of Septemport will be fine. The Hell Jungle will suffer under its terrible wrath.
Frankly, I'm kind of surprised that some dick from one of the other... Surprised that Chosen never just left Hell God out for fun.
They weren't that stupid.
I mean, first law of necromancy, don't raise up what you can't put down. Like,
It doesn't seem to have stopped a lot of our ancestors, Meredith. I mean, all those Wendigos and Bandersnatch things we keep on hearing about, they must have come from somewhere.
I mean, if you want to know the truth about the Chosen's interpretation of the Hell God, you can give me a knowledge history roll. Barring that, you can just make up whatever you want.
I just have nature, local, and arcana.
Oof.
Can Sam roll a history check?
Unfortunately not. It's a little bit too far outside your purview. Well, Meredith, you know for a certain fact that they were like, no, we're not doing that. But now that you think about it, you don't know why. You've got, like, bombs and fucking lasers and shit. Like, the Dreadnought used to be a terror. Why would they fear the Hell God?
Perhaps a question for Gareth next time we talk.
You do realize that when you ask him questions and he gives you answers, he records that. That's a little chart and tally on his favors list.
But at least I'm aware of it.
Well, just make sure you keep your own tally. I mean, I'm sure his is going to be good, but I think it's good for you to know how far you got in with him.
I think it's more effort at this point to make him an enemy than it is to keep him an ally.
I was just thinking to stay the fuck away from him.
I don't think that's possible.
It's over. The chase is complete.
The cat's out of the bag.
And the bag's in the river.
Cat's out of the bag. I mean, as soon as the cat gets out of the bag, the first thing it does is run as far away as it possibly can.
Meredith just picks a direction and says, the salt wastes are over that way. I don't think he's in there.
No, well...
But neither is anything else that I care about.
Meredith, the question comes back to you. Why does your father treat you so differently now than he did when you were a child?
We're not dissecting that right now.
Because I hope I made it clear that he's treating you very differently. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncanny.
Yep.
You're potentially useful now.
Gaslighty.
We may never go into this. This may be a question that is never answered.
Yeah.
But all you know is that it is true. And hey, maybe Cass is right. Maybe the only reason he's treating you better is because he can use you now. You can give me a wisdom roll to try to cogitate on that one.
Sure. Wisdom, not sense motive?
This is not sense motive. This is just raw, your brain running around, judging the options.
5.
That's a 5? Shit, man, you don't know. She makes a very good argument. It's not necessary that she's right, but you cannot dismiss that you cannot dismiss her as being wrong. Shit.
I'm accustomed to being used by powerful people.
Ooh.
I'm just retreading familiar ground. And she's gonna head back to the ship.
Alright, where's the Triumph going next?
The wilds, I guess, right?
Yeah, I suppose we're heading to the outskirts. Cass's contact is our only point of entry right now?
Just about.
Unless anyone else has friends in wild places.
I mean, we could just sail up to the Elven City, but I'm not sure if we could find it. I mean,
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, of course, we know. I mean, we could go down the same tracks the Moloch Express does, but then we kind of are being pretty open. That's the only place I know where there might be a conventional entrance. Maybe? I don't know.
So the junker who is in charge of the ship, his name is Mogrod. Captain Mogrod brings it to your attention. I don't think we can fly this thing in the wilds.
Yeah, we weren't planning on it. It was a question of where we're on the edge to let us out.
Right.
Yeah.
I think your best bet is on the outskirts, but that's just my opinion. Fucking Kermit the Frog, fucking sipping teeth, that's just my opinion.
Well, in that case, let me see if I can figure out. Do you have a map?
Yeah, I do. And he hands you a map.
Oh, let me see if I can figure this out.
It's the good old-fashioned Septemporian map.
So
The
question.
MS Paint one?
It is indeed the MS Paint one.
Listen,
Can I-
I need a copy.
can I use knowledge local to try to figure out where the where the outcast used to be?
You, in fact, can. Give me a
Okay.
sweet, sweet, delicious roll.
How is a 17?
A 17's pretty good. You know where they were. The only issue right now is where they would be.
Yep.
You have a pretty good impression, but you're probably going to end up a little far out. You have a rough area. If you make some survival rolls, you'll be able to find them.
I mean, it's either that or trying to go find that warden I mentioned. But don't even know if he's still stationed there.
I mean, the two of them are pretty nearby. It's a matter of who you want to talk to and who you want to talk to in what order.
I kind of like to talk to my friends and see if they know anything with the lay of the land. So, let's go for that first.
Sounds good. You head in the generic area of the outskirts. Psalm, you get accosted.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
You get accosted by a wild Selena.
Where are we currently? Still on the ship?
Yeah, you guys are in the ship, and she just approaches Psalm, like, in his bunk or wherever he is. I have been led to believe that despite my moral reasoning, I owe you an apology.
How close is she?
10 feet away. Like, talking to you across from the room.
Is that as far as back as she can go?
No, that's just as far away. That's as close as she wants to get.
I'm sure you understand that I don't think I can forgive you.
Yes, I understand that completely. Like, as quickly and simply as that escapes her lips, her entire body contorts in something. You need a sense of rotoverl to determine exactly what the fuck is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay. 23.
23. Fucking good roll. She is currently experiencing a bizarre sensation. Have you ever said something that's completely true that you think is a lie?
yes.
Yep.
So I said, I don't think I can ever forgive you, and she said that's understandable, and then like cringed at
Right.
that statement.
Yep.
And it was like, nope, that's not understandable. You should fucking forgive me.
But at the same time, by the same notion, the statement, I understand that's completely valid, is 100% true.
Yeah.
On
She
an
just doesn't want it to be true.
Right, like on one level or another, emotional or academic, there is a conflict going on in between her based on the truth of that statement. And the only reason you can get upset is because you don't like what you saw in the mirror. You know, like, this is true. I don't like that. I don't like that being true. I feel like that should be wrong, but I know it's right. Understanding that what you're saying is true, even if you don't believe in it. It's a bizarre form of cognitive dissonance that can inspire fucking physical effects in someone who says it. And if you don't have anything else to say, she just says, "That's all I wanted to say." Dies from cringe.
If she's like turning around to leave, I'm gonna do you think you should be forgiven?
From a logical perspective, I fail to understand exactly how I was at fault. If someone hands you a poison cup and you drink, who is responsible for delivering the poison?
You are both the person who poisoned the cup and the cup.
Incorrect. I am the cup. I did not deliver the poison.
You wanted to come see the wreck of the ship.
Do you think that was me?
I had no reason to think otherwise.
No. That was Perfect's influence. I wanted nothing more than to stay away. And then I suddenly reverse my behavior and you believe that that's genuine?
You're free to leave.
Understood. And she's out.
Yeah. Does she is this like a personal room, like, or is this like a big room where everyone sleeps?
It's a personal room.
Okay.
There might be another bunk, but no one is using it. When this was
Right.
a vessel of war, you needed a whole lot more hands to run it, but now that it doesn't have any weapons, like, that's like half the crew chopped off.
Right. If there's a way to like lock the door and maybe like if there's a window on the door to like close that, I'm just gonna like lock it after me so no one can just like walk in again.
Understood. You are buzzed to contact now.
Yeah. I mean, you can still knock, but if you're just gonna walk into my room and be like, "Hey, I think you should apologize to me," or like, "I think you should forgive me."
Forgive me for stabbing you to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
should really honestly apologize to me for that, putting me in that situation. I fucking hate her so much. I want to toss her out the goddamn bomb bay. What a bitch.
So if you guys have any camping supplies, probably a good idea to bring them.
That is correct.
We did we make a choice on whether or not we still had Duzul shit in our bag?
Yes.
Okay.
I
we
would
do.
go with yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So he's got a bedroll, a tent. I think we have. I've got Meredith's bedroll and tent, which can fit more than one person.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Meredith's got a large tent, and we got 2 other small tents in my inventory.
yeah, you would end up with his stuff, but not his equipment.
Right.
Understandable.
Well, I'm just going off of what he had in my bag of holding, because I don't think he had much else on him.
No, he didn't. Just whatever he was wearing for gear.
Right.
Let's see. I've got a campfire bead.
One of my all-time favorite little pieces of equipment.
It's pretty
So
good.
We could always just make a fire the normal way.
That's true. But
Meredith, that strikes you as slave behavior. Are you fucking slumming it now? Holy shit.
we wouldn't have to chop down any trees with this.
Well, one of my own, I usually just find a good crook of a tree to sleep in, but
At the end of a night, if I have spell slots left, I can I can cast Evolution Surge on Zadru, give him a breath weapon, and he can breathe fire and make a fucking campfire that way.
Breathing fire is so fucking cool.
It is very, very cool.
Oh, that's
Very
Zadru's comment. He himself is
Right.
like, fuck yeah.
And that is me responding to Zadru. You can
We'll get there, bud.
into a miniature dragon.
I mean, I always wanted to breathe lightning more than fire, but hey, breathing anything, wicked.
We can make lightning work.
Fuck yeah. All of his hands throw up the horns. But you guys end up in the outskirts. Not at the outskirts camp, but at the outskirts. Give me some survival rolls. Start surviving!
Let's see here.
See all those good rolls I've been making tonight?
Are they done?
Oh, they're done. Oh, they're so...
Oh! Oh, death! Oh, death! Won't you pass me over for another year yet?
Meredith like immediately fucking steps in a hole and Harlan shoots her like a lame horse.
Holy shit. You're right. That's absolutely correct. But it's true, and you shouldn't say it.
Go on without me. This place is awful.
This lamentable war has taken its toll on me.
Oh, I remember this tree.
How do you remember a tree? They all look the same.
The cast just strokes the tree. Oh, how are you?
It
Oh.
shudders perceptibly.
When Meredith trips, Harlan pats his holster and goes, "If you want me to shoot you now, just say."
Oh, if you can make it through this armor, bitch.
So I'm gonna
Holy
kind of
shit.
I'm just gonna like nudge Meredith's like foot as he walks by and is like, I think she's already dead, Harlan.
Just leave me here.
Fucking kill me. Just fucking
I'll catch
kill
up.
me.
After I die of shame.
Yeah, Cass seems like completely in her element, like you've never seen her before. Just you know, she just loves this place.
Cass and Zadru are able to easily find the trail of the outskirts' migration. And after several hours of hiking, you're able to find their camp.
All right, so the reason why I left is things were kind of getting a little messy. There are some people there who weren't. One of the I might have started killing people if I'd stayed. So it's one of the reasons why I had to go. So I'm hoping those people left because I mean they were only there for the parties, and after a while, if somebody has to do the work. If you don't do the work, you can't do the parties. So I mean I know that you guys don't think that of me, but that's how that stuff has to work.
Must have been very, very bad situation if you were the responsible one.
Well, I mean, there's kind of an art to being lawless. I mean, it's like if you want to be a community where everybody is sharing responsibility, people have to take fucking responsibility and do their thing. I mean, that's not like a rule. That's just common sense. When people don't pull together under those circumstances, things go to hell really, really fast. And so, strangely enough, this stuff only works when the people involved care about it, and care about getting things done and doing the right thing by their neighbors. People who don't give a fuck about other people don't have any business being in like one of these communal things. But unfortunately, when your philosophy is all about freedom and people doing their own thing, it's hard to tell the parasites they're fucking parasites. So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Cassandra, could you provide me with a list of the NPCs from the outskirts?
Sure.
I remember some of them vaguely, but I'd like a quick reminder, because spoilers, they're gonna show up. Oh,
Hey,
would
we
you look?
find them.
Oh, would you look at that? The important people didn't stop being important in the past couple of months.
It's been 2 years, I believe.
Yeah,
like a
same
couple
difference. What's a year between ASMR?
I think this is it. Oh no, this is the. Okay. Yeah, it's in my background document. I'll share that with you.
Thank you.
It's like on page. What's going on here? Were you able to open that, Ronald?
Yep.
Okay.
No problem.
It's on page.
Oh, Marcus Vrima. Oh, perhaps someday
Oh.
we will go back to see him.
How
Yeah, so
long did it take to get here?
Oh, how long did it take?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say chuck it up to 2 days. Yeah, some
Yeah, so
stops, and stuff.
they start with Aaron Martell. I didn't give quite as much backstory for the wilds.
That's absolutely acceptable. I just need to know who I'm dealing with.
There's anecdotes from the wilds in the describe your teenage years near the end of the doc.
Beautiful.
I also gotta say, Dave, I love Cass's like extremely measured opinions about punk anarchist collectives.
Yes.
Like
Well,
when she's out in like the normie world, she's like, yeah, whatever, fuck the police, fuck society. And then when she is able to do things her way, she's like, no, this like we have a responsibility to our fellow people to build a society better together.
because you live in a city, people are doing a lot of shit for you. There's like roads. They collect
Right? Like
sewage.
there's infrastructure.
It makes things, it makes you kind of lazy. But when you're off in the wilderness, somebody's got to keep the camp, from attracting animals. It's
Right? Like someone's gotta bury the shit.
Hmm?
Someone's gotta bury that shit, and only Koronic Vess is willing to do it for some reason. Now that you think about it, that might be a little suspicious. And let's not worry about it.
Well, yeah.
The,
He buries bodies. He buries shit.
the less we worry about Vess, the easier everyone's life is gonna be. But you guys approach the Outcasts camp.
I take as we approach. Is the wind coming from there, or what's the direction?
I'm gonna say that the wind is coming from there.
What is the smell I'm getting?
You got a 24 on survival. The smell is famine. Not like, oh god, we're all starving, but like, for the outcast, there are times of feasts and there are times of famine. And now is a time of famine. People
But it
gotta-
doesn't smell. It doesn't smell particularly ripe. Like, things have gone really bad.
No. It smells like people need to tighten their belts and get shit done.
Okay. Well, let's see how this works out. If there's still some of my friends around, they're going to be pickets probably there. I start pointing at sections of the where the good choke points and ambush points would be. I'll check and see if I can see any of them.
I hope you fuckers like yurts!
And perception's pretty good.
You do indeed spy with your little eye one Erin Martell.
Okay.
One of the things they enjoy about being here is being able to exist in their natural changeling state, which is that white, muted, faceless appearance.
Oh, these are the hag changelings. The for Pathfinder.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. The
Oh,
perception
Lord.
was 28. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you sputtered pretty quickly. So, the pale, elfin, weird creatures.
Yeah, she was mainly like witchy looking. She had black hair and white streaks through it.
Yep.
Not ugly witchy looking. She's gorgeous, but has that.
Otherworldly.
Yeah. It's like, oh fuck. Cass just sort of starts leaping towards that. Aaron.
When you approach her, she wraps you in a big hug and is just like, Cass, you're back.
Yeah, I hug her back, and then I recall I'm not supposed to break bones. So
I'm so good at hugging.
Fuck. Oh, it's so good to see you. This is my sister. And these are my friends. Sounding a little surprised. And that's Merity and Selena.
You'll note not listed in the friend column.
No.
So this is my sister Meredith. She hates the woods. We see see all the orange she's wearing. It's crazy.
Oh god, she's gonna trip and fall, and she's gonna break her leg, and someone's gonna have to put her down.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, you know how many sticks? Do you know how many sticks she broke on the way in? It was interesting.
I lost count, and I pull like a few twigs from gaps in my armor before dismissing it and moving up to say hello properly.
Oh Lord, you shall be smote by the Baloth for your terrible transgressions, much less the elves.
And this is Harlan and Sam, and there's a snake around in him, outside of him somewhere. That's also pretty cool. This is
Harlan doffs his hat in greeting.
Erin, my ex. We're still good friends, right?
Yeah.
I had to go, but I'm back. I'm not necessarily back for all that long.
I'm about to say, like, you say, I'm back, and she looks at you, and she looks at your friends, and she's like, you ain't back.
Yeah, the stuff we have to do. I mean, I guess we have to do. But I might come back after that. I think I'm ready to.
Maybe. I don't know. You've grown. Maybe you've outgrown this little camp.
Well, when I say come back, I mean to the wilds, not necessarily here. I mean, I help you guys. I mean, I love you guys, but are the day trippers still around?
Oh, no, not so much. When things got tight, they bounced first.
Oh, thank God. Oh, couldn't stand those bastards. I was getting ready to to do some major mayhem.
No, I understand. As soon as things dried up, they said, "Oh, well, we're gonna leave," and then we were like, "Or you could fix things," and they were like, "No, we'll just go." And that's when we realized. That's when it was clear that they were posers.
Yeah, well, there's too many of them anyway. So, who's still here?
Oh, it's all the regulars. There's
Oh.
me and Skedis and Koronic and, all of the other diehards, wild livers, We're toughing it out. Winter comes to us all. And those day trippers sucked us dry like parasites, but we'll survive.
Well, I was actually. Have you guys seen the elves?
Do you remember the name of the warden who keeps an eye on you all?
He's under enemies.
Ooh! Ooh! Ah! Okay. Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, he doesn't think of himself as being an enemy.
No.
He mainly thinks of he thinks of them as a bit adorable and annoying.
Right. Like he treats the outcast like someone would treat an ant colony.
A curiosity.
Right. And at the same
Bloody-
time, there is some level of responsibility for their well-being. But like, if the ant dies, it dies. You mean Rakan? He comes and goes. Skedis started a little argument with him about presenting aid, and I don't think that went anywhere.
Aid. How much food are we talking about?
At this point, we're living off what we can kill in our fat reserves. She says,
man.
like, tugging at her meager gut. We get
Well, you always
by.
did look good, Slam. Well,
Yeah, but when the hunger pains hit, you're like, oh no, this is bad. And then you understand why people put on some pounds.
before we go, we'll do something to help. If that.
I appreciate it. Don't. It's understandable either way. The wilds demand you move on. Your presence as a human being suggests that you help us. I know you're an ASMR or whatever, but you get the point. The mortal condition.
Well, I mean, from a hunting perspective, we have my sister here, who is going to be the best beater ever. She just has to walk through the woods, and just gears everything off, and then we just have to be parallel to that.
Alternatively, bait.
I don't know about that. She doesn't smell like prey.
Yeah,
To something big enough, I'm sure I do.
That's her exact words are. Yeah, but the big enough prey don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, a minotaur is beef. I don't care what anybody says.
It's
A minotaur.
it's kind of a little beef and a little long pork, I heard about something in Wind City called a turducken.
Old Newman says that eating a minotaur is cannibalism. I humbly disagree.
I mean, I guess it depends on what half you're eating.
Well, I don't think Koronic would mind. Either way. Is he still around? I really missed that.
There is a hearth. Koronic stares at the fire.
So I guess the other question is, have you guys made any contacts with the powers that be aside from the elves? I know that Skedis was working on that, but we really hadn't. when I left.
No, not so much. Connor offered to buy us out. We told him to fuck off.
No, not those powers that be. I mean the powers that be, and Cass just sort of points off towards the deep wilds.
No, nothing like that. We haven't been approached by fairies or lilies or ancient or elder forest gods or anything like that, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was kind of curious. I mean, we haven't asked for somebody. It may have to be the dicks. I mean, the elves.
And she just looks at you and says, same difference.
I know.
No, I think the elves are the only thing that are paying attention to us. We're not big enough yet. I know that you met that panther spirit in there, and I don't think we're on her radar.
Yeah, well, she might come to me. I don't know. I never understood why. But that was all on her timetable. So
I think they want to see us survive the winter, so to speak, relatively speaking. Like, it's not literally winter, but even so, this is the first hard times we've hit, and I think they want to see if we can survive it. And we kicked out all the day trippers, and we're getting along. So I think we might be able to turn this into something.
oh, good. I always believed. It's just I just got so freaking angry.
You angry? You must be talking about somebody else.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No.
I should have done something else. I mean, I really just fucking goofed off for 2 years because I stopped believing in anything.
You did exactly what you were gonna do.
I feel like I abandoned you guys. I mean,
And like, she fucking shrugs and smirks and says, "You kinda did, but like, that's what you were gonna do, Cass. You had to go. You aren't ready to throw down some roots. You're still a spore floating around trying to find where you land. If you land here, great. I'd love to have you, but I don't think you're ready to do that yet."
who's is Skedis still the loudest voice?
Oh yeah. She's really holding this together. She's doing a real good job.
They. I think Skedis is Skedis a they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh no, Skedis is a dude.
Brilliant, bipolar, and unpredictable. Yeah.
Yep. He's torn between his human and raven self, and therefore also very attracted to shiny objects.
Yeah, he always was. Yeah, keep you guys. Skedis can be a little. Yeah, it's not theft when you don't believe in property.
I'm just saying, I'll give it back when I'm done.
When will you be done? Never.
Can you say that you were really using it properly? I don't know.
For me, I like my stuff. I mean, I have to admit, it's like I'm not good on the whole. You can't have your own stuff. I like having it. I mean.
Oh yeah, no. The debate on private property versus personal property is still going strong. You know where he resides.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I think we're gonna turn him around in the next decade or so.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess, we can go and say hi, see if anyone has any advice. But I think I need Rickon.
He'll be in around nightfall. That's when he usually shows up. I don't know what he does during the day.
He's been coming by the camp. Okay.
Oh yeah, you know that's his thing. He comes around, hangs out, looks at everything, and if anybody approaches him, he gives vague and cryptic advice, and then fucks off.
Yeah.
Somebody does something and he disapproves of it, and he says, "Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you." And then we're like, "Well, I'm gonna do it anyway." And then old Twinkle dies, and he says, "Told you."
Oh, Twinkle died. Oh.
Oh yeah. No, she's super dead. Died in a hunt. That being said, she fed Koronic for 3 days, so nothing goes to waste around here.
That's true. Chronic hasn't started looking at you guys, has he?
No. I mean, there was definitely a suspicion that he would, but I guess his principles outweighs his hunger. I didn't know that was like a thing, but it is.
Well, I mean, he seems to take friendship very seriously.
Very seriously.
But then there are some people who aren't his friends.
Right.
Those are the ones I'd be looking out for. I mean, it's not like he'd like kill you or me for food.
No. He'd rather starve than eat you or I. But then there are other people, particularly the day trippers. The people who are around here are definitely in the friend category. Or definitely, he's not going to eat them until they die of quote-unquote natural causes. He's just like that, I guess.
Oh, well.
And like she gives a fucking like hand limp-wristed like hand gesture and says, "You know how he is."
I look over at Psalm and I say, Karanik's my mutant friend.
Here's the thing. I don't want to rain on your parade. I don't know if he's a mutant or not.
He's from the Hell Jungle. I thought he... Oh.
Yeah, but he might just be like that. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't talk a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, true.
I didn't want to... Maybe, probably. Kind of? I don't know.
All right. Well, we should. Are you on duty? Can you come away, or do we need to get someone else to get a watch?
No. I got you. Everything's fine. Yeah. I can hang out. No biggie. If you want to talk to anybody, I can take you to them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, any new folks since I left?
Oh no, we've only been losing ground, so to speak. Something, the only tactical advantage can be gained by losing territory, something like that.
Yeah, well, I see we moved further into the outskirts. Probably makes it harder for people to find us anyway, which is probably a good thing.
Not a bad thing. On the one hand, hunting is easier. On the other hand, hunting gathers us less. And on the outskirts, we attract fewer day trippers, which is honestly for the best.
Yeah.
Losing ground? What are you losing territory to?
The wilds. We honestly don't have enough calories or rest in us in order to live there in a way that allows us to survive. It's dangerous in there. Not maybe for people like you, but for people like me, oh yeah, definitely.
It's alive in a way that most other woods aren't. I mean, all woods are alive, but yeah, sometimes you can feel the wilds pressing in on you.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
It's looking at you.
Every landscape has a consciousness. The wilds are very much awake.
Ah.
You ever been to the graveyard?
Yes.
Then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I can understand the concept.
Sometimes I wonder if the powers that we hear about in the wilds, like, my panther friend, if they're really separate entities or if they're sort of just different facets.
I mean, like, that's definitely what we've been thinking about, and I think you're more or less right. The wild has many faces. What you've seen is simply one face of it. Many faces, many facets, one face. Many facets, one head.
All right. Well, I give her a hug around the shoulders, like with one arm. All right, let's go and see what we can find out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so the party can split between communicating with the camp as a whole, Koronic Vess, Sketis Mave, and Aaron Martell can join any one of you for interactions with any of those entities. Koronic Vess is the weird bug man. Sketis Mave seems to be the dude who's in charge.
He would not agree with that.
That's why I'm not in charge. That's why you're in charge, Maeve. Fuck off. So yes, those are your options.
Oh, Sketis. Which is he right now?
He's got a weird thing going on. He's got like a costume. It allows him to delay the transformation.
No, I mean in terms of is he up or is he down?
Oh, he's down, baby. Oh, yeah. That's what winter do.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're sort of dragging him around, not the other way around.
Oh, all right. Well, there's pros and cons to either one.
Thank you. Thank you for the spellings.
You're welcome. Oh God.
Though he is a super good lay in case you guys are in the mood.
Ooh, bad news. He is. What's the opposite of the mood? He's the anti-mood. I'm pretty sure if you touch him, his dick gets limper.
Oh, that's sad.
Sorry, his blood's way down.
Oh well.
I know. Hey, maybe the bug man will fuck you. Probably not.
Well, I wasn't talking about me. Too much history.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just like, for the rest of y'all, if you want to fuck a bug man, go for it. He hasn't fucked anyone yet, ever. Kind of. He might consume his mate. Anyway, don't worry about it.
I think it would be the females that would consume the males. So
Yeah.
we're probably okay.
I understand that. I feel that. I hear that. That's scientifically true. But he's also a weird mantis man who is very concerned with hunger. So, yes, place your bets as to who you're going to deal with or communicate with. And you can just default to hang with Cassandra and just go do whatever she does. But this is a perfect opportunity to gather information and learn things before you go into the wilds.
One more time, where are our split party locations?
So you can talk to Koronic Vest, the weird bug man. You can talk to Sketis Mave, who would ostensibly be considered the leader. Or you can just chat with the general populace. And chatting with the general populace will get you, like, more vague pieces of information. Just like, oh, what's been going on around here? Oh, hey, you're the newcomers. You came in with Cass. Yeah, no, you're cool. Let me tell you about the shit I've seen.
I think that I'm best suited to do that, and to give me a hand, I'm going to lean on my extensive language list.
Well,
Dad.
it is an assortment of mutts. So you're probably you might actually find some people who you don't have know their language, but
Well, the
Yeah.
trick
you'll
is
cover most of it.
that sweet gutter speak is paying fucking dividends. So Meredith is hanging with the general populace. Who else is going where?
I'm probably going to see Scanis.
Totally understandable.
I kind of want to talk to Chronic Vess.
Fair enough. Is he mutant? Is he Bugman?
I mean, I'm sure the rest of Septemport would consider him a mutant.
Oh, absolutely. As far as they're concerned, he is mutant. And Harlan, where are you gonna go?
I want to talk with the leader.
Okay. So we will deal with Meredith first after I take a piss. The piss is never ending.
It's like a fucking fire hose in there.
But what if a fire hose stopped? What is that? Like a sprinkler? I don't know.
I guess so. It's like a timer.
I thought fire hoses I thought they did stop. I thought you could turn a fire hose off.
That it has stopped fire hosing when they're trying to put it away at the end of the night.
Right.
So just as a little tip, part of my description of Chronic Vess is very polite, kind, and casually homicidal.
I feel like that isn't off-brand for us.
So it's a good thing Derzul isn't here, probably, because if with both Meredith and Derzul in the party, the amount of law would like might cause like a antimatter explosion walking into this camp.
Yeah.
Is Meredith present?
Yes.
Beautiful. Give me a delicious diplomacy roll.
Gladly. Oh, good. That is a 27.
27.
Yeah.
So you are able to figure out that, on a level that you're already familiar with, it's a time of famine for the wilds. It's not so much that it's winter, but things are definitely hibernating. Which is weird.
That does seem weird. It's not seasonal.
Nope.
Okay.
And at the same time, you get a handle for like what's on the outskirts of the wilds, and mostly there are wild creatures. Like minotaurs, things like that. Centaurs, things that possess a semblance of society, but who do not belong in cities. And it's just like, yeah, we got deers and elks and shit like that, and then there's like minotaurs and centaurs and things like that. You're not gonna find any deep fae around here.
But these folk just fae adjacent enough to make city people uncomfortable.
Exactly. People like to come out here to feel at one with nature, but mostly they just pretend. We're not pretending.
That's the impression that I'm getting.
Yeah.
The last Minotaur I ran into wasn't so at peace with anything.
Yeah, no, they're mostly pretty big and ornery. Some of them have embraced something resembling society, they still grind the bones of their dead into bread. But for the most part, they'll welcome you in for a bite. But most of them are just big, clever, and angry.
Have any of those people or other creatures come to prevent you from moving farther into the wild? Could that be causing you the famine?
No, it's not a matter like that. This is omnipresent. There's less prey, more predators. Predators are starving. All we can do is prove that we're tough enough to survive.
And what about the elves? I hear there's one that comes here and observes you.
Yes, he does.
What's he like?
Name is Reckon Batalis, and he's a fucking prick.
Batalis. Interesting.
The only thing that makes me upset is that the fucker is usually right. It'd be much easier to dismiss such a smug asshole if he wasn't right all the time.
That's the thing about the Batalis family. They're insufferable know-it-alls.
I thought it was just elves. I didn't know it was a family thing.
Oh, it's elves, but it's also them.
Oh no, the most elfy elves who ever elfed.
Indeed. You lucked into that one. Just don't let your pride get in the way of heeding some of his advice.
Yeah, no.
Not at this point.
What did you get? 27?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's about all you get from chatting up the other camp dwellers.
That's fine.
So Psalm, you approach Koronic Vess. He is staring at the campfire.
Does he speak common?
Do you?
Yeah, I wanna. Excuse me. Are you Koronic Vess?
Yes.
Because I'm a huge fan. He doesn't say anything.
Well, no, he just looks at you and says, "Unknown quantity, unknown quantity, define quality, fan."
Can you tell me anything about, like, the Feywilds, like why you're here at the foot of the Feywilds, what you know about within the Feywilds, why are you trying to expand towards it, etc.?
Give me a delicious diplomacy roll.
Something I also don't have this going. Except my card. 19.
19. Finding people. Don't belong here. Not like you. Other Thrycreen out there. Lost from nest. Looking. Seeking. Maybe find in wilds.
Maybe you will. I don't have anything else. I'll turn around and walk towards, like wherever they said they were gonna meet Skedus.
Fair enough.
We'll just.
Vess, man, he gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
You succeed on your will save. Man, he gives you the heebie-jeebies. He doesn't think like people.
Yeah, he's a computer. Or like he thinks like a computer.
Right. Like, what if a human being was a machine? He thinks like a Vulcan. That's it. Like, he's not total computer, but he is like 90% computer.
Right, exactly.
What if a computer could get angry? The worst of all worlds.
I get pissed enough at my machine, I'm sure it will be equally as frustrated with me.
Yep.
It'll get angry.
Yep. No, you dumb homo tool. Stop glitching. You fucking stop making me glitch, you piece of shit. Whoa!
Yeah, there's something about Spock in the original series when he on those occasions where he actually lost his temper, which was Leonard Nimoy did a great job with it, but he was way more frightening than any of the other characters because when he lost his temper, it was so odd.
Right. It was very un-Spock-like, and you were like, oh, right, half Vulcan. Fucking, which of the movies is it that has Spock answering the question, how do you feel?
I forget which one.
It's the one where he comes back to life, and they're like, and his parents are testing him, and his father has a bunch of logical questions, and his mother puts in the last question, which is just, how do you feel? And he's like, this question's illogical, and she's like, you can't ignore that you're human. And that's very big Vess energy. Actually, the last thing I want from you, Psalm, is a sense motive check.
There. It's a... 9.
Ooh! You don't know too much about Thrycreen or bug mutants, but there's something about Vess that gets your goat. There's something... you know just enough to know that you missed something. He's not like other bug mutants. I'm not like the other girls.
Okay. I don't want to go back.
Fair enough. You get the distinct impression that he wouldn't tell you. It's just something that you either got or you didn't. And you didn't get it. There's something in your head. You're like, there's something I missed here. Oh, he likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? No. He likes his tacos without sour cream. Fuck, no, not that.
Right.
But Cass and Harlan, you approach the tent of Sketis Maeve. And like you two come in, and Cass, he should greet you like an old friend, and he just mutters and shakes his head and says, "Great, more mouths to feed."
Oh, I know he's feeling tactile defensive from what it's just like, Sketis, you keep on looking like that, I'm gonna have to give you a hug. You know how much I love to hug.
No, don't. Okay, all right, look at me. I'm cheering up already. Oh,
Okay.
Look. I'm so happy. I'm so glad we have guests.
Cass's intimidate is very high. Just remember that.
That's true.
So
I'm so glad we have guests. And then he like shrugs and smirks to himself, and he's like, especially when the guests are old friends. Hey, Cass, it's good to see you.
I missed you too, asshole. Oh, so I'm not here socially, kind of. I mean, I am, but I I need some guidance, some help. I
No,
mean, we're
that
trying to do something.
that makes me feel good. As much as I'd like to see you, just any day of the week, it feels good to know that the wheels are turning,
Oh, hey, this is Harlan. He's a pretty cool dude, even though he's pretty old.
Yeah, no, I dig his vibes immediately. And Harlan, he makes
Gotcha.
a holy sign to Marduk. Like, in the same way that someone might cross, he does something very similar.
And Harlan tips his hat to him. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. But yeah, man, I don't know what it was. Before you left, it felt like the wheels were still. But I don't know, since you left, it feels like the wheels are in motion. It helped me feel comfortable with what happened.
Which wheels?
The wheels, baby. The fucking wheels.
Okay, this is the part where I don't understand what you're saying. All right, great.
Harlan kind of stomps the ground twice with a boot. Says, "Those wheels."
Something like that. There's a wheel, it ain't turning. She leaves, things start turning. I was real tore up about it for a while, but when you feel those wheels turning, it makes you feel good.
Have they stopped again now that I'm back?
Nah. Nothing's stopping these wheels. They'll crush anything underneath. For good or for ill, the wheels are turning.
So we're trying to do something kind of cool. You've heard of that Connor dude over in District 6, right?
Oh yeah, the guy who thinks he's hot shit and can own human beings. Yeah, that prick.
We're trying to kind of undercut him and help the people over in Oasis to sort of do a supply run to to replace the stuff that he's providing at cost.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure it'll end in tears, but sign me up.
Well, there's one problem. In order for this to work really well, we need to get something to stop that frickin' Moloch Express train. And it goes right by the wilds. Now, we know the elves could do it if they wanted to. Do you know any other way? I mean, is there like it? I know that we weren't that hooked in to the powers that be. Have you made any inroads?
I haven't made any inroads, but I can tell you with a certainty that there are things in there that would love to stop that stupid fucking locomotive.
Can you point us in the right direction? I mean, it's a choice between them and the elves, and I don't know. With the elves, they're gonna find a way to make us pay in blood and piss, you know?
Yeah, no, I dig it. I totally get it. I don't know exactly. Well, so the elves are gonna. Okay, so the guy I know, he's also an elf, but like he's a hardcore pipe hitting motherfucker. So like maybe if you find him.
I was thinking of asking, who for advice, but that's. Oh, I mean, it's gonna be so condescending.
No, I feel that, but that's not her bag, baby. You need someone with a foot in. You need someone with a foot in both counties. You know what I mean? And this guy might be an elf, but he don't talk like an elf, and he don't act like one either. He's too old and pissed off for that shit.
Well, that sounds promising. Where would we find him?
Shit, I can give you some basic directions.
As the crow flies.
Yeah, of course, obviously. Like that was even needing mentioning. Yeah, you got like a map or something?
Harlan just gives a shrug and goes, I hadn't heard the joke yet.
Fuck off. Yeah, no, her name is Naya Kairoris. Like I said, hardcore pipe-hitting motherfucker. She's got this whole thing about, like, strength and like, allies and shit. I don't know what her bag was, exactly. I'll admit, I was a little high as fuck when she was talking about it. But maybe you can make heads or tails of what's going on.
Is it in Deep Wilds or the outskirts?
Nah, she lives further out. She wasn't super big on the whole fucking we're the master race shit that the people inside get up to. At the same time, she's a fucking Frau House. Cass, I know you're tough. This bitch, she's fucking tough.
Sounds like someone Meredith would like to meet.
Sounds hot.
I don't mean to make offense.
Your words, not mine.
I don't mean to make offense, but she makes you look like a turtle walking uphill on a pane of glass.
Well, I'm a little tougher than I was when you knew me.
Fair enough.
But
I'm just saying, I get the distinct impression the other elves will block that train and be like, nah, no more train. She's gonna do something way more fucking drastic, man.
that might be fun. So do you think I should bother talking to Riken?
Oh, yeah, bad news. You're probably gonna need him to get around in there unless you want to do things the hard way. And, hey, that's what we do here on the outskirts. We do things the hard way. But, you know, if you got shit to do, you might want to work through old fucking stick in the mud. Yeah, I know he's a prick, but it pains me to admit it, but I think he fucking cares.
You know something? I hated his guts back in the day, but in retrospect, I mean, in the most condescending way possible, he did seem to always want to keep me safe. Which, you know, didn't work too well, but it was, you know, I guess I always knew that he wasn't as dickish as the rest of them.
That's elves for you. Maybe that's why he spends so much time on the outside, you know? He's still a prick. He's prick enough to make us hate him, but not prick enough to make the elves love him.
Yeah. Well, from what I hear, all the young ones moved out. That new city, the Mirage. You might like it. It's kind of interesting. It's not quite what we dreamed of, and the fucking wild magic there is nuts, man. It's unbelievable.
Maybe I'll send someone to go check it out. I mean, we belong here on the prime material plane, but maybe there's something we could learn from others.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically on this plane. It's just like it's a little thinner. Things are a little thinner there.
Hashtag thin air.
So anything going on that we should know about before we kind of wander off? I mean, I told Maeve that we'd try to bring some stuff back, some food, whatever we can.
I'd appreciate that. If you can find some good eatings in there, good fucking luck. And we don't want
Well-
none of that ration shit from someplace fucking civilized. I'm telling you right here and now, we're being tested. You bring some fucking salted pork from Wind City, and we're gonna get the outs. But no one ever said that people from the wilds weren't supposed to have friends, you know what I mean?
Nope. No, I mean that's. I don't know how you survive here if you don't.
Exactly.
And I start to reach out to kind of like grab his, to just clasp his forearm, and does he flinch away?
No, that's not too much for him.
Okay, and I just squeezes his forearm. It's good to have friends, even when they're a pain in the ass. And well, I think we both have experience with that, right?
I might go so far to say that the friends who are the pain in the ass are the most valuable friends you can get your fucking hands on.
But I guess the two of us are fucking good friends.
Some of the fucking best.
And Harlan's not too bad either.
Okay. Appreciate it.
And, like, he sends you a knowing look.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you said you've been tested, and civilized rations and shit ain't gonna cut it. But does that include civilized libations?
I don't suspect so. I think civilized and libations are two words that don't go together. What are you spilling?
And Harlan produces some of the mead from the Hell Jungle.
There ain't nothing civilized about this.
Harlan, you wouldn't believe the crap that they make over here. I mean, pretty much the only thing that's semi-decent is the moonshine, and that will kill you. I mean, literally, it's like we have a certain attrition rate from people going blind and stop being able to move after we have a good moonshine season. So, just warning.
Listen, if Meredith is to be believed, there is a place in D4 that distills it just that strong, and she said she saw 3 people go blind in one night.
I'm just saying,
Cool.
if someone drinks so much they go blind, then that was their responsibility, and that's their right. Everybody has a right to fucking kill themselves. He says, taking a sip of some delicious, delicious Hell Jungle mead. Oh shit, this keeps me going.
I'll take the flask and take a sip. I'll drink to that and give it back to him.
It's good. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Sweet. But it's coming up on nightfall, and the fires go up. The people hunker down. People come back with what can jokingly be referred to as the day's catch. It's mostly like berries, nuts, acorns, and a couple of rabbits.
You know that if you eat just rabbits, you can still starve to death, right?
Yeah, that's what the nuts are for.
Okay, that's a pretty crappy. Okay.
I told you things were fucking tight.
Can I make a nature check just to see if I can? I'm just trying to figure out like how unusual this is for the season. Trying to figure out if it seems like a natural event.
Give me a delicious knowledge nature roll.
Or a knowledge arcana if that is relevant.
No, this is a nature roll.
Okay, knowledge nature is a 16.
There ain't nothing natural about what's going on here. But it's not entirely unnatural either. It is a living forest after all.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I guess we might have eyes on us wherever we go.
Yeah, there's like 30 people here. This whole scenario reminded me of one of my favorite t-shirts of all time. It's a picture of the Oregon Trail Wagon, and it's got 3 lines of text that read, "Grueling pace, meager rations, you have died of dysentery." And that's what's fucking going on right here. There's a grueling pace, there are meager rations, no one's dead yet, but there's only 30 people in this camp. And like, everybody gets like a little bowl of fucking nut and rabbit soup. It's... oh, things are meager.
Well, I'm not going to take any of your food. My friends and I have city rations. Sorry, but is there anyone here who's in really bad shape who might need the city rations?
I gotta refuse. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I hate to do it. But some things are worth dying for, you know? And,
Yeah, but this isn't one of them. I mean, oh.
you can't feel it. Hey, you haven't been here for a couple of years. You can't feel it, but something amazing is about to happen. Agus might be on her last legs, but she was already like 89 years old. People die, okay, Cass? You can't save everyone.
I don't want to save everyone. I just want to save the people I like.
I am asking you, please don't get involved. And fucking Rakan shows his fucking face.
Oh, it's Vitalis.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. That is not correct. Come on. No, I know what image I want. Give it to me.
No.
You will surrender it to me now.
No, I won't.
You son of a bitch.
Just hand him the picture, man. Jeez.
I'm working on it.
No, I refuse.
I think the link is dead, and that's the problem. Oh shit. Oh, never mind. That'll do. Oh, holy shit. Fucking Wizards of the Coast, giving me a fucking layup. Oh, wait. No, shit. Here it is. Is that it? Does this work? No, it did not work.
That's weird.
Don't worry about it.
What the hell is that?
This is what you get instead.
Ooh. Oh no.
Blow up.
Oh no, he's hot.
Oh no, he's hot! Yeah, no, he looks at all of you and just says, your man is right.
What is he responding to?
Like, you were like, I just want to save the people I care about, and he's like, well, if she dies, she dies. And he's like, listen to your man, he's right.
Oh, I don't actually own him, but I guess he's my friend, and so that counts. Hey, Recon. So I'm back. Been a minute, though I suppose for you it doesn't seem that long.
Your lifespan is the blink of an eye in my life.
Yeah, I know. Though I'm Asimar, we live a vague, indeterminate amount of time, so some of us live as long as you guys. We usually die other reasons.
Far earlier. You have a penchant for getting yourself in trouble. Something about outrageous destiny?
Maybe? But I have learned a few tricks over the years.
That's cute.
I know that the last time I tried getting into the deeper wilds, I probably wasn't ready for it. But I would like to be able to get there. There's a couple of contacts I'd like to make.
By all means, the trees are open to you.
Also, I guess I'd like to ask, how do you feel about the Moloch Express?
It's a blight.
He just says light.
Blight.
Hmm.
It's a blight.
So, your people seem to be prospering off of it.
This is true.
How would they? What could induce them to shutting it down?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Hmm.
Use your imagination. I'll play 10 questions with you. Let me put it that way.
That seems fair.
This is my sister Meredith.
Yes, I know.
Meredith.
A pleasure.
We are not so blind to half the world as the Black Hand is. I know what you're doing. And I don't disapprove.
Are you related to that chick over in Mirage?
I am. Question 1. You have 9 more.
Crap. I didn't know we'd started. Damn it. Do you mind if we kind of huddle for a sec?
Not at all. Question 2. You have 8 more.
Ah!
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Cats are terrible at this.
Harlan does give a big laugh at that.
I whack him.
Oh, he got you good for that.
So you guys can huddle up and just, like, generate your questions.
Okay,
You won't talk. You
this
won't
requires-
talk.
This requires a little structured thought, not exactly my strong suit.
Structured
Uh,
thought. Who's good at that?
Harlan looks at Meredith and says, Meredith, all of Septemport's counting on you.
Say it again. It sounds so great.
As long as it doesn't involve walking through the woods, yeah.
Fortunately, the woods are part of Septemport.
I just pick a burr off of one of Meredith's spikes.
They're everywhere. Absolutely fell into a bramble on the way here. Okay, let's think here.
You could have gone in smoother armor, that's all I'm saying.
No, absolutely not. That would defeat the purpose. What am I to be, a make of smoothness?
We need to find out about the factions. I mean, there have to be elves who think this is a freaking horrible idea, right? So if he can tell us who loves the Moloch Express and who hates the Moloch Express and who's on the fence, that would be a big help. And then the other question is, can you give us directions to meet with this chick off in the woods?
No. You don't say, can you do this thing? Because his answer will be yes. You say, will you do this thing?
Or do this thing. Give us directions too.
That's not a
Exactly.
question.
How do we get to? Or what is the most efficient way to get to, something like that?
Buffering.
Buffering.
Well, let's reverse engineer this. What do we need to know that we think he may have the answer to? We need to know locations of people in the wilds, and we need to know politics of the elves.
Basically, yeah.
Anything
we
else that
also
we think he
trying
may
to-
know?
Are we trying to? Cause didn't you ask him what would motivate the elves to attack the Moloch Express?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't answer that question.
And then the game began.
And then the game began. So what
what are the elves like? Would he just be straight up about it? I guess wouldn't. He already said no to that question.
He takes a seat on his tiptoes, like he assumes a sitting position while his left foot is on his tiptoes and his right foot crosses over onto his left, and he's just sitting there in midair, suspended by nothing but one foot.
It may be because the question was too general. Elves might be too general a thing. If there are factions, if there are elves that have different positions, there might be some elves that can be persuaded to do this, while others could never be persuaded to. So it might be that we can't answer that question because it isn't specific enough. I mean, does that make sense to you guys?
Makes sense to me.
So, Meredith, how do we ask these questions so that we don't fuck it up? I mean, no, you know, I'll probably end up losing another 5 questions if I just talk to him. So,
Meredith, how many points do you have in Mithridancy?
I have a plus 12 to my linguistics.
That'll help. That'll help a lot. Ooh. Give me a delicious linguistics roll.
Okay. I speak both Sylvan and Elven and Infernal.
These are all valuable things.
That is a 25.
You have earned 2 double questions.
Okay.
If you can think of a question that has potentially multiple answers, you can elicit double answers from a single question.
So, like, figure out how many factions there are,
yeah.
and then like ask how many, use the double questions on the factions to learn more about the factions, I guess.
You're familiar with a very old tongue of Elvish, distinctly designed for doublespeak. And if you use it accurately, you can end up asking him questions that have twice the answers.
Yeah.
It's a delicious linguistic loophole. You can't wait to see the look on his face when you pull it off.
Yes. Okay, these are... So what I've got so far.
Oh, I should be careful. If I talk to him, I'm gonna ask him how he's doing.
I'm doing well. You have 7 questions remaining.
I didn't ask that of you.
No, but that's what he would say.
Oh,
Okay. Was able to combine a couple of them. This is what I've got so far.
Oh. Is Meredith aware of Clementine? From the
From the
Fatalis?
book.
From the book. You got the book. There's a book.
The book. Ooh, these are so good.
Ooh, what has he promised? What has he failed to deliver? Ooh. Ooh, shot to the heart. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. My fucking bones.
I wonder if we might want to, on question 3, who in the wilds is profiting the most?
That's a good point.
Or who among the elven factions?
No,
Which
I like this better.
Because
there
it
may
could
be
be
powers in the wild.
Beyond the elves.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I love when my players are smart.
See, when I was playing Salandra, I had to actually go and think things through like this. With Cass, I have a perfect excuse not to.
To what's her name? Nea.
And we also we don't have to come up with all of the questions right now. We can ask these 4. And
see if
then-
we have more. Yeah.
Yeah,
see
we
what
might,
we
we,
want to ask.
yeah, we might
Yep.
have more questions.
I'm putting
As a
these
result
here
of these.
because it'll take me too long to write them down,
Fair
and
enough.
those are the ones at the forefront of my mind.
Okay,
Those are good ones as well.
you're asking that. Oh boy.
All right.
Yes, I am.
Question 1. What has Connor promised the elves? What has he not delivered? Answer 1. He has offered fine goods. Those not able to be manufactured by the elves.
Okay.
He has not delivered manufacturing ability.
So he's keeping them on a short leash.
He is controlling the means of production.
I see.
2. How many actions comprise the ruling classes, and how many of them are in Connor's pocket? The elves have 23 ruling families. 14
Oh shit, that's a lot.
of
That's a
them
lot.
are being sufficiently bribed. Who in the wilds is profiting the most from the Moloch Express? The elves who are being bribed.
Yeah.
4. Which of the factions also believe the Express is a blight? He is going to give you a list of families.
Okay.
So there are 9 families who believe it's a blight. Who are the Vitalis, Venkas, Desseran, Volpyros, Thera, Thera, Brimaris.
Oh, hold on question 7. Hold on question 7.
Okay.
It's a question of just in terms of will you lead us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's strong enough. It needs to be something that will kind of. Can you give us directions, maybe?
Well, what I was going to do asking that is, by the end of the game, if we convince you to help us.
Like, another thing that's maybe a flaw with, like, will you statements is
It's like,
what's
yeah,
to stop
or
him from,
no.
like, saying no? Yeah, exactly. Like, will you lead us there? No. Okay, then we're down a
Okay,
fucking
then
question if we want directions.
Then we do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Where is the Archdruid Clementine? In the
Oh wait, do we
womb
want to?
of the
Are we asking 5 through 7 yet?
You only told me to stop on 7. Who or what could be persuaded to disrupt the train's operation? Feuding families, angry beasts, lone dissenters. You have 2 more questions remaining.
2 more. All right.
Oh, let me change womb of the earth there. That's a proper noun right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whatchamadoodle. It's called the womb of the earth. You get in there, you find Clementine.
Will we like what we find?
Mm,
I was about to say, is she big or small right now?
I do.
she's small,
I'm about to say, I believe she elected to be small.
and if she's in the womb, nothing is smaller than a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. The Moloch Express might not interest her. At the same time, it might get her attention, but she's probably not going to be like, I spent a level 10 spell slot to destroy the train. It's going to be like, oh, that's fucked up. I got this berry. It'll fuck things up. You'll know what to do. And you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You crazy bitch.
Have you tried doing whisper about it?
Fuck.
Hey kids, do some shrooms. Figure it out.
Hey kid, I'm a fucking halfling. Do all the drugs.
Okay,
So how do we want to? There are 2 people we know. Actually, frankly, we don't even have directions to the Elven City.
For One
Could
directions, we need to be very specific about who we want.
So
Kyrios may also know where the city is, so
Yep.
if we found her, we could probably find the city.
So we don't need to use both questions for that.
yeah,
okay. One day I'll remember how to spell this name. Should we simply ask where she is?
Yeah, like
And then-
where specifically?
But then he'll just like name a location, then we'll have no idea how to get there, right?
It depends on how much of a prick he feels like being.
I hate to say it, but what if we ask him, what help are you willing to give us?
I think that's a good final question.
Well, it's only 7. We have 2. So. So like, what about where is Corvallis? How do you say that name again?
Kyvorus?
Kyvorus, and then so where is this person? And then question 8 is, what help are you willing to give us?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, of course, he could just say none, but
Right? None. Fuck off. Yeah,
Well,
fair enough.
obviously, but like,
Yeah.
he's only gonna. We gotta ask, right? So,
we have to ask. Yeah.
because otherwise he's done talking to us.
Okay, there we go.
Alrighty then.
Ooh.
Is body and spirit or body in spirit?
Oh, and spirit.
Just wanted to make sure that that could be something significant. So. Oh no. Is she another fucking monk? Kinda sick of monks.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought he was gonna tell us what he was willing to do, but he'll just do one more thing for us.
Yep. He will owe you one favor. If you ask him, whatever you ask him to do will be the last thing he does to help you.
Well, I think we should save that for when we have more information.
I think you're right. Always a pleasure to exchange wits
Of course.
with the Fae.
And don't worry, I'll be following. I'll be watching. I can hear you. It will take a formal matter of requisitioning to invoke my assistance. You won't. It's not something you'll invoke on accident, like questions 1 and 2.
Recon, you're a dick. But I appreciate you more than I used to. And you're still a dick.
He shrugs and says, "You've grown up."
So the directions that we get, do they go anywhere that I'm familiar with?
No. They go pretty far in the eastern edges of the wilds. Which is just not a place you're familiar with. You're familiar with going in deep, not going that far astride.
Is the Moloch Express to the east or west?
The Moloch Express is further west.
West. Okay.
It dips into the western side of the wilds and then goes due south to Iron Fist. Due south to Ankara and then into Iron Fist. Let me look it up. It is indeed Ankara! Woo!
Yes!
Okay, cool.
It's only taken us like 5 years, but we finally know the map.
Well, it's also, I thought you were just talking about telling the difference between which one's magic and which one's tech between Ankara and Janarum. I always get them mixed up.
This is correct.
Ankara, tech. Janarum, magic. We know now. Yay!
Yeah, and Kara has the word car in it, so
You're a goddamn genius! I never thought of that.
Shit, Pip. That's so smart.
Crack the fucking code.
Fuck. When Pith's got it, he's got it.
I've got it, dude.
Alright, now that we have our heading and where we're going to head next sesh, Pith and I gotta duck out for our trial. Thank you, Reynold, for this. This was wonderful.
You're welcome. I'm glad you had fun.
And I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early
For a
Right.
dungeon crawl.
for a dungeon crawl.
Thank you, Ronald, for going into my backstory a little bit.
It was
Absolutely.
really cool.
I knew
So-
that I had to involve those people. I didn't know exactly who they were, but I figured I knew who they were.
Yep. Yes. It is nice to. It's kind of nice to see Cass's roots.
I love it.
It's also, I don't know, it's playing an elf is always fun. This, and I quote, fucking prick. But you have earned a lot of information. Let's see what becomes of it.